This is America's oldest soccer tournament. Built in small towns with big dreams. From local grounds to the biggest stages, part-timers and major leaguers chase the same thing. A cup that doesn't care about your club's payroll or what the pundits say. A cup that invites the chaos and carries a legacy. Under the lights, between the lines, it's one match at a time. To cement your name in history. This is the 111th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
The opportunity starts now for two squads trying to win the Lamar Hunt Trophy. New Mexico United and Cruizers FC start things off from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hello, family. I'm James Hatton. With me is Ryan Davis. And this, obviously, one of the best tournaments in the entire country. And we see a team that has been a giant killer in this tournament over the course of the past couple of seasons. New Mexico United will be the home side today of the USL Championship under Dennis Sanchez in his second season, and they're looking to get things started this evening. Yeah, they're going to try to boss the ball in midfield, take control of the game early and often, and try to get an early result against a tricky Cruizers FC team. And now, as we take a look at Cruizers FC, the opponents for this squad and Ivan Vovic, he's really talked to us this week about the opportunity just to play against a top side in New Mexico. Knew it's going to be a challenge. To get a chance to play in the oldest cup in the history of this country is an absolute privilege, and the coach Vovic knows that. He wants his players to step up to the occasion, enjoy the occasion, and make the best of it. And as we are moments away from the matchup between Cruizers FC out of the NPSL and New Mexico United out of the USL, this is going to be one to watch. Cruizers FC trying to beat the David in this story, and New Mexico hoping they are not Goliath. The matchup is next between Cruizers FC and New Mexico United next.
Rodman cuts inside. Rodman to the far corner. It's a special goal from Trinity Rodman. Macario goes to chip the keeper. It's sublime. Lamar from distance. It's Gio Reyna across goal. Balogun! The way opens up for Alex Rodman cuts inside. Rodman to the far corner. It's a special goal from Trinity Rodman. Macario goes to chip the keeper. It's sublime. Lamar from distance. Rodman cuts inside. Rodman to the far corner. It's a special goal from Trinity Rodman. Macario goes to chip the keeper. It's sublime. Lamar from distance.
Welcome back to Albuquerque, New Mexico for this opening round of the Lamar Hunt Open Cup. Cruizers FC taking on New Mexico United. Here are the lineups for New Mexico United. They make 10 changes from their last match versus Oakland Roots in league play. And for Cruizers FC, this is the first time we're seeing this lineup for Ivan Vovic.
Yeah, we got a chance to see him move up top number 7. He should be a playmaker to try and make a difference for Cruzeros. As for New Mexico United, Jake LaCava, he's the guy to unlock the defense when things get tight in the attacking third.
Yeah, for Coach Sanchez, has some usual suspects that he's known from his time when he was at Las Vegas. Slides Reiko Arrozo-Reyna will be in goal, making his debut. Grady Gilchrist, the 19-year-old, will also be on the pitch for New Mexico United, an academy signing. And the player to watch and to note, making his first appearance in 3 years, Christian Nava for New Mexico United. He's a young man that has gone through some adversity, tore his ACL in 2023, and 3 years to the day he made his last appearance. He is on the pitch and in the starting 11 for New Mexico United. That's just one story in the backdrop of this excellent tournament.
And it's a perfect opportunity against, let's just call it, a lower Cruizers FC. Gives Nava a chance to find his footing, literally, and give him an opportunity to work his way into the season after a long time on the shelf.
And for Cruizers FC, they made it to the quarterfinals of the NPSL. They usually start their season in mid-May, so it's a hodgepodge of players that Ivan Vovic had connection with. Also talked to other coaches in the league to try to find different players to be on this squad, but they understand the opportunity and they're going to put their best foot forward this evening. They know the task is tall, and the task starts now. Cruizers FC taking on New Mexico United in the first round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. New Mexico in the yellow and Cruisers in the black.
You know, talking to Coach Sanchez, you and I, he said, we talked about this being a tricky matchup. He said, no way, we play everyone exactly the same way. Cruisers is going to be no different than the USL Championship side that we play on next Saturday.
They play.
Same demeanor, same outlook, same tactics.
They played Oakland Roots on the weekend. They fell 2-1, did New Mexico. Early mistake here, and so a throw-in coming for Cruisers. They fell in that matchup after going down by 2 goals. Justin Renix, who's in the starting 11, scored a late goal, which gave New Mexico some life. Coach Sanchez felt like they could have found another goal and maybe earned some points from that match. And kind of discussed the idea that results are also connected to performance. So although they did not get the result they wanted, felt the performance was great down the stretch.
Oh, this is fantastic for Cruisers. Let everyone get a touch of the ball, find some rhythm, a lot of nerves in the opening 5 minutes of the match. If they could just move the ball around and give each other a touch, those nerves will wash away.
Gilchrist almost dispossessed.
Now, as for New Mexico, though, possession is everything. Coach Danny Sanchez, we asked him, what's the good 15 minutes look like? He said, the first 15 minutes, in a winning way for me, it is if we control the ball, control possession, and dictate the play in the match.
So free kick coming for New Mexico, a team that has done extremely well in this competition over the past couple of seasons since they've been a franchise, 2019 and 2024, making the quarterfinal, taking down 3 MLS squads in their time in this tournament, from Real Salt Lake, as well as Colorado Rapids, FC Dallas, and so they usually are the David in the story, and so they know how not to get beat because they've been doing the beating. This ball's chested down, laid off more central inside the box. No shot coming. Possession won back by New Mexico. Now after this loss, Cruisers will look to counter.
Superb defensive sequence by the Cruisers, staying compact. Now have a little window to give themselves a chance to get a hold of possession again, make New Mexico chase, and just relieve some tension in the Cruisers camp.
Eric Centeno shoved off the ball. Throw-in coming for New Mexico. This New Mexico squad taking on a Cruisers FC side that does have some professional talent on it. Alfonso Ocampo Chavez played in MLS Next Pro. Actually has a connection to Dennis Sanchez because he was on the Austin FC squad that won the MLS Next Pro Cup back in 2023. And so there was definitely conversation with that connection. Ariel Mumba, who played in Next Pro last year, So there is some flavor of professionalism with Cruizers FC. New Mexico in possession now in the attacking third. Slip forward. Corner coming after possession was lost. Justin Renix was trying to get going, but lost his footing in the box.
You love the energy and the injection of pace in the last third of the field. That's what's going to make the difference. Not the side-to-side passing. It's people like Renix and them being adventurous, doing something unrehearsed to create a chance.
Corner played short. Slip back off. Now the entry, knotted on. And it's wide of the mark from the 19-year-old Gilchrist, but that's good action early on from New Mexico.
What an opportunity for the young man, 19 years old, getting his start, floating into the last post. Ball came to him, just couldn't steer it in to that near post. He's going to want that one back.
Angel Ruiz Hernandez, the goalkeeper for Cruizers FC. He was a part of the 5th best team in Division II soccer, Stanislaus State, this past year, and he's going to be busy this evening with the way that New Mexico can attack and how Coach Sanchez wants his New Mexico squad to be proactive, not only in the attack but in all aspects of play. Nobody home, so Gilchrist will go back to Arosarena.
Arosarena is one of those, let's call it attack-minded goalkeepers. Very good with his feet, loves distribution. He's a sweeper keeper. And as this New Mexico team pushes up, those 3 center-backs that you're seeing, he's going to push up right behind him to close that line.
Rosarena connected with Coach Sanchez from their time with Las Vegas 2 years ago. And Coach Sanchez helped invigorate Las Vegas Lights, and they found their way into the Western Conference Final. And all he did was come to New Mexico and take them to the final as well. Slid forward. Cruizers can't put a shot on goal as Kirasev was the man that entered the ball into the box.
They're going to pick their spots. New Mexico, of course, is going to apply, push the numbers forward, being at home, being the USL Championship team that they are. They're going to commit numbers forward. It's up to Cruisers to be disciplined, stay compact, and pick those spaces up. Just between the wing back and the center back, that's where the space is going to lie for Cruisers tonight.
New Mexico on the hunt once again. Slip forward, and now this shot is out of play for a corner. And so Luther Archimede, more than 114 appearances in the USL Championship. He's well known in the championship. He forces the corner.
Well, all eyes on the big 6'3" Guadalupan. He's the guy who's going to set the tone with the pressing tonight, and also with the corners with that incredible height.
This is Christian Nava, who stands behind it for New Mexico. They played their first one short. Out-swinging ball, Gilchrist, another opportunity, and this time with his feet, but could not find the frame.
Again, it's the left back trying to get on the end of it. Didn't keep his head down, got his laces on it, but it ended up in row D.
For New Mexico, you mentioned Gilchrist being a young player, Nava kind of getting back into the swing of things, and Coach Sanchez said this was going to be an opportunity to give guys some minutes. There are 5 players who were starters versus Oakland who are not even available for selection tonight. And so how do these players take advantage of their opportunity? As there's a foul, Gilchrist ends up going down. That's on Eric Centeno.
And it's a great opportunity to build depth. The more competition for slots that there is, the higher the standard of football or soccer to be played this season. And the fact that Coach Sanchez can offer these players an opportunity to play in the Cup, this only means it's going to put pressure on the first teamers this upcoming weekend.
Speaking of pressure, that's put on by New Mexico. This is Nava. Drops it off for Marlon Vargas, and his shot is denied.
Well, Archimede, again, he's the one setting the tone with the press up top. All eyes on him. It's up to Nava and the rest of the crew to follow his lead with the press.
Lamar. Now Marlon Vargas, who played with Colorado Rapids too. Archimede. Lots of space opens up. Shot is wide of the mark from Renix. Trying to make it 2 goals in 2 matches.
Yeah, the man in form finds some spot. The 2 center backs split too wide and offered the number 9 a window to shoot. You love the technique. He kept his head down, kept the ball on the ground, just a foot wide.
Talk about Renix and the necessity for him to score. No Greg Hurst tonight, the leading scorer for New Mexico last year. Also, Mugwakle Akele, who is now at Louisville City. He was the leader in goal contributions last season. Obviously not available, playing with Lou City now, so who's going to step up and score goals? Renix has already shown his ability to score goals in the regular season in USL. Just missed out on that opportunity there. We roll into the 11th minute of action. No score between New Mexico and Cruizers FC out of Modesto, California. Ariel Mumba.
Now this is the guy I'll pay to see. Dynamic two-way midfielder. He can break up plays and then create.
Mumba closed down by Will Seymour. And now a throw-in coming for Cruizers FC.
Perfect example of what Mumba can do. He can break up the play again, and he's so aggressive in being north-south that he has the rest of New Mexico just tracking back, and then he can find players if he chooses. Now this New Mexico formation, a 3-4-3, is going to allow them a lot of possession with the 2 wide players. And when the ball goes out wide, that means space for Nava and company in the middle.
Tap forward to Gilchrist. His entry is denied, and it's going to be a throw-in for New Mexico.
They changed gears so quickly, New Mexico. As soon as the ball got into Nava's feet, went to a different gear, got it to Gilchrist. Couldn't pick out Archimede, but it just gives you an idea of how quickly they can inject the pace.
Nice little pilfer there, with the ball given right back to New Mexico. So Somalian slip forward as Renix comes to possess. Nice intricate play here. Renix ends up with it. Slipped out wide, drawn in, and an own goal. A disastrous start for Cruizers FC, but New Mexico United will take it. They lead 1-0.
Sharing is caring in New Mexico. Coach Danny Sanchez wants multiple passes, and he gets it. Ball goes out wide, and all they do is put the ball into the mixer. He looks up, the corridor of identity between the center back and the goalkeeper, and that's when the number 4 Flores faces his own goal, and it's almost impossible for center backs to keep it tidy.
So Ignacio Flores will be credited with the own goal, and New Mexico United leads 1-0. And coach told you that he wanted his team to come out firing in the first 15 minutes, did not want to come out on the back foot but on the front foot, and just by putting the ball in a dangerous area, they were able to find a goal.
And dictating possession, that's what it was all about, and that's exactly what New Mexico are doing when they do get on the ball. And here comes that press, just filthy.
So Centeno out wide, wanting the ball. He'll receive it. And then a foul. And so a free kick coming for Cruisers.
You have to leave a little something on the plate. Gilchrist is just a little too excited, getting his opportunity. There was no chance of catching Centeno. He lunged in. All of a sudden now, there's a free kick. Black shirts are going to take their time and get right up on that 18-yard box, just in between the penalty spots. And that's going to put New Mexico now on the back foot because of the young 19-year-old lunging in.
Ariel Mumba. Plays it out wide to Centeno. Centeno around Gilchrist. Ball's in the box. And this is a difficult attempt, but an attempt nonetheless for Cruisers. Not a bad effort.
Well, when they went out wide, I was sort of disappointed because of the lack of direct free kick, but Centeno has such guile and skill, gets past two players. Just the guy in the box sort of snatched at it. That's why it went wide.
And Centeno was known for his ability to put the ball in the box in the Atlanta United setup, back with Atlanta United 2. And so that is something that he can do well. Players to watch in this Cruisers lineup, also Christian Velarde, who has played in Peru. And so there, again, pockets of players for Cruisers, and that's why it was important for New Mexico not only to find the first goal, but to potentially find more goals in this match, because it is still close. Archimedes picks this out defensively. Now Marlon Vargas launches, and it's easily taken in by Angel Ruiz Hernandez.
Well, Marlon Vargas is one of those attack-minded box-to-box midfielders. He's not an attacking midfield. He goes from one area to the other, but when he gets the ball in a dangerous area, had 3 goals last season, so he can't get the ball in the back of the net.
His former coach Eric Boucher talked so highly about him after they had such a good season in 2023, leading MLS Next Pro in goals as well as in regards to points. A lot of players moved on. Marlon Vargas stayed and was still able to be successful in 24. And you mentioned what he did last year with 3 goals. Now Centeno out wide for Cruisers. Gilchrist trying to watch him, but Centeno at the byline, draws it in, real chance, still around and free, and Cruisers has an equalizer. Mumba makes it happen, and we are back on level terms a quarter of an hour in.
Dynamic center midfielder was his scouting report from Mumba. Centeno again, getting to the byline, getting the better of Gilchrist. All they tried to do is muddy the waters. He put the ball into the mixer. He had everyone facing the own goal, New Mexico's goal. Here it is again. Wrong foot. Look at this turn here. Bang. And he's at the byline. Now Gilchrist can't tackle. Puts it right into the danger area. And the waters become so muddy here. And Cruisers FC just wanted it more. And there's Mbumba tidying up.
Cruisers on the board against USL Championship side New Mexico. And usually game on comes in the second half, but I think we could use it right now.
What a moment. I mean, the cup that's 111 years old gets a chance to see Cruisers FC to play against a USL Championship team, the Western Conference champions, New Mexico. And now all of a sudden we're 1-1 after 60 minutes. Incredible. The cup lives on.
This is what it's all about. The opportunity for a squad like Cruisers who plays in the NPSL. I asked Coach Volvic, how many times have these players practiced with each other? He said minimally, maybe 3 or 4 times.
You just go off of know-how and instincts.
Player identification was through word of mouth and connections to the Modesto area. Now New Mexico trying to respond. This ball hits side netting, and a goal kick coming for Cruisers. On May 31st, Charlotte, North Carolina welcomes the U.S. men's national team for the All-State Continental Classico against Senegal. Get your first look at the nation's biggest stars before they head to the FIFA World Cup this summer. The match kicks off at Bank of America Stadium at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tickets are available now at ussoccer.com/tickets. What a year it's going to be in the United States for soccer. World Cup, obviously. We have the Open Cup that we are taking in right now.
I made this point in an earlier broadcast. In a World Cup year, in every single league across the world, goals are scored more, there are more assists, better defending. The entire standard of the game throughout the planet increases on a World Cup year. That's how big the biggest party is on planet Earth.
We've already seen it for Cruisers this evening, rising to the occasion. So a chance to potentially put the ball in the box again. This is Mula. nodded away quickly.
Not much trajectory on that free kick. Allowed the centre-backs to easily just pick it off. Well, the noise started in the first whistle, has not stopped. The atmosphere of this cup has just been incredible. And the fact that Cruizers can add to it is just even icing on the cake.
Well, New Mexico United has one of the best environments in all of USL Championship. So it's to be expected, even though this is not being played at Isotopes Park, that the fans would travel. And you can hear the PA announcer trying to rile these fans up. I don't have a belief that New Mexico is shell-shocked right now, but if you're Cruizers FC, it has to bring confidence that you've been able to score on a side that some might consider superior.
Just to see the ball get in the back of the net gives everyone on that Cruizers FC team full of confidence. Now they believe that an upset is on the card. Just seeing the ball get over that line.
And what's interesting is who scored the goals, who are part of the goal. Eric Centeno played professionally, Eric Mumba, who played professionally. And Coach Vovic said we were going to lean on those guys because they've been there before. They know what it takes.
Pedigree. Pedigree on the big stage.
So a throw-in coming for New Mexico. 21st minute of action. It was an own goal that put New Mexico in front. And then Eric Centeno's entry into the box. It was never completely cleared, and Ariel Mumba was able to score. And that's what drew Cruizers level. A pilfer here. Oof. And a shove in the back. And that is a foul.
I have to say, the referee coming across to have a quick word. But if he ever got a chance to see that again, that is a yellow card challenge coming right through the player. Didn't stop. He actually mashed his foot and continued on. That was Cam Wilkinson going right through the number 19, Krashev.
Wilkerson was signed yesterday, in the 11 today. This ball over the top. Offside is the decision. But you can feel some nerves right now for New Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, look at Rosarena. The goalkeepers are the one that's supposed to set the tone back there, and he looks very fidgety. He looks anxious. But New Mexico's MO is to control the pace of the game, and it's moments like this they get to reset the clock and start to get control. And all eyes on number 19, Zico Bailey, the little player in the center circle. He dictates the tempo in the middle of the park. He starts to switch the ball from side to side. He switches the ball from different points of attack. And with a name like Zico, you have to be able to play soccer. Named after the famous Brazilian soccer player Zico, 1978, 1982, 1986. Absolute legend.
This ball is cut out by Cruizers. Mexico trying to bear down and will win possession back. Will Seymour, who is wearing the captain's armband today. Coach Sanchez said that he has been a leader, voted captain for this team. And now Gilchrist and acres of space. Slipping more central. Zico Bailey loads up, spillage, but then gaining possession was Ruiz Hernandez.
Well, we talked about how Zico is going to pull the strings. Instead of passing, they gave him some daylight. And look at the technique, full of power. Either side of the goalkeeper with him problems.
This ball is played long, right back to Rosarena. Again, we talk about the connection he has with Coach Sanchez and a lot of different players who played on that Las Vegas Light squad back in 2024 with New Mexico right now. Valentin Noel, who is on the bench. And Ousmane Jabang not available for selection tonight. And Coach Sanchez said that's not necessarily by design. But when you have players that know the culture, that fit the culture, and he's all about players and those connections and those relationships, that's bigger to him sometimes than what's on the field because that lasts longer. You got to get those people in the building. Bailey is dispossessed. Centeno has been difficult to defend down this right wing. Now coming on the left side. Flag has stayed down, and now it'll come up. But it was Alex Cruizers who was available. Just didn't time his run just right.
Well, heart and mouth time when that ball was switched across, and Cruizers was just floating in to the box. Luckily for New Mexico, it was offside, but it just shows that this Cruizers FC team, now the fact that they're settling into the game, the nerves are long gone. They're starting to see opportunities as this New Mexico team pushes forward to try and get control of the match.
That's literally the beauty of this tournament. It's everybody can find themselves in the match. Obviously have to qualify. Cruizers qualified through their time in NPSL. And now that they're here, Coach Vovic said, we're going to put our best foot forward. We're not going to be afraid. That was a miss hit there from Ruiz Hernandez. Flores fires it forward. Chameleon turns it over. Now Centeno driving at the back line, has to come to a halt. Mumba puts it in the box. Another chance, but no power behind it as Rosarena is able to corral it. Once again, Wilkerson maybe with something that he would want to come back from, but we'll talk about that in a moment. This is Renix. Decided not to play his forward, and now the ball rolls out for a corner.
Well, the apologies to Archimedes. Rennick was bursting forward. Archimedes peeled off, but this ball by Mbumba to Krashayev, the first touch by the number 19 was too far ahead of him, and it allowed Cam Wilkerson to step back in. What an opportunity, though.
On the other end, New Mexico with the corner. Time taken right now before the corner can be fired in. There's a player inside the 6 who is tying his shoe. So that has brought this match to a standstill.
I think this works in Cruizers' advantage. Anytime the ball can be stopped, they can catch their breath, understanding this is a thin roster compared to New Mexico, a team that hasn't played with each other for a long period of time. They get a chance to catch their breath, regain their composure, and maybe put pressure.
And that is a man that's still down. So Alex Cruizers, he is needing medical attention. We showed you.
Well, we saw what Cam Wilkerson can do in the earlier part of the match as he ran right through one of the players for Cruizers, and looked like Krasayev is in a world of pain. He is in agony. I mean, we may have a broken bone here.
So we'll take a look at this again.
Great ball, but the touch was too long. And here comes Wilkerson right through Krasayev. He did not get any piece of the ball, went right through the forward. Krasayev was the one who toe poked it to Rosarena. And it was Wilkinson who went right through him, still hobbling.
So Krasayev is taking his time to get off the pitch. And now another player is down in the other box. He's being helped to his feet. That's Renix. He had the opportunity moments ago. Could not put it on frame, turning into the corner. And Renix talking to the coaching staff. Felt like he seems fine. Feeling like he is okay. So we moments away from getting back going. New Mexico got on the board first due to a Ignacio Flores own goal by Cruizers. The ball that was sent into the box. And then a little bit later, it was Ariel Mumba who scored for Cruizers. to draw things level.
Again, this is another opportunity for Seymour as well as Archimede to get a chance to get their head on this. 2 6-foot-plus players. And the Cruizers FC team is not exactly a tall bunch. So a chance for those 2 powerful players to maybe get ahead on this and try to put some pressure on Hernandez.
We talk about the amount of training sessions they have had as well. Don't know how much training they've had defensively in
defending corners, right? Yeah.
So Renix is off the pitch right now. Play resumes. Bailey booms this into the box. Seymour was the target. And so Greg Hurst has come on for Justin Renix. And so a short stay on the pitch for Renix. And
it almost seemed like it was head, almost like nobody was attending to his feet. They were checking his eyes. And maybe some dizziness on the part of the forward, but he's gone. And that's a plus for Cruizers. Rennick is a man in form. And the fact that he has to depart is only going to help the NPSL team.
As Renix goes off, it is Greg Hurst who comes on as mentioned. He's a goal-scoring machine, led the team in goals last year. New Mexico in possession. Nava. Hamelian. Now Seymour as they work it around the back.
Well, they stayed mainly on this left-hand side with Wilkerson, but the goal came from the right-hand side with LaCava.
Now, this effort is just over the crossbar.
Well, they're getting their big target man in play. Archimede just getting a chance to get some daylight from outside the box, but he came deep to get a hold of it. That means he wants to get involved. He wants to get a taste of the ball.
So as mentioned, Renix will come off. Greg Hurst officially on the pitch for New Mexico. And for Hurst, 18 goals since arriving to New Mexico. That's the most of anybody in all competitions since 2023. And so he's a guy that can find himself on the score sheet.
Again, another stoppage. Gives Hernandez a chance to allow his team to get into position. This only helps Cruizers. While New Mexico wants to liven up the pace, dictate the pace, they're going to slow things down.
Nice ball over the top for New Mexico, tracked down by LaCava. Jorge Medina will come on, but did not come on quick enough, so he received a yellow card.
What a luxury for New Mexico to have a man like Jake LaCava, who's essentially attacking midfielder, playing right wing back tonight. He played wing back for the Tampa Bay Rowdies and scored a bunch of goals. But he's also very, very useful coming inside and playing behind the forwards. So the fact that you have that sort of skill and talent at that wing-back position, again, he created the goal. It shows the luxury that New Mexico has with their type of personnel on their squad.
So Potts comes on.
Replaces number 14, Jorge Medina. Correction number 19, Alex Krasic.
Vargas around to Gilchrist. Now Gilchrist has his shot blocked away. Ruiz Hernandez.
Love the adventure of the 19-year-old. He missed a couple of chances on the corner kicks before, but he just swept that away, amnesia, and had a great effort. Hernandez with a fantastic save as well. Strong left hand, away from all the traffic. Textbook save.
Seymour lifts the ball into the box. Brought down by Nava. Nava has his shot pushed away again by Ruiz Hernandez. And a clerical note, want to make sure we have everything correct. It was Cruizers who comes off, and Nicholas Potts who comes on. Now Gilchrist has his shot blocked. And a free kick coming for Cruisers.
Well, Kryasev was a little disappointed. Here's that replay again. What a crack that was from Nava. Boy, he has not played in 2 years, but he's eager to try and get on that score sheet and get right back where he left off before that injury. But Kryasev disappointed after the referee did not call for that foul on Wilkinson. Had to come off because of the injury. He's disappointed.
'36 minute of action. And New Mexico and Cruizers FC are level. Had one apiece. Coach Volvic of Cruisers sharing with us the connection to Stanislas Cruisers, paying homage to the last professional team that was in the league, as well as the namesake coming from George Lucas's connection through American Graffiti, the movie, and the Cruisers mural that is in Modesto.
Well, Coach Sanchez said that a good 15 minutes will be controlling possession. After 35 minutes, it is 74.8, let's say 75% possession to New Mexico. Just astounding. They've controlled the game, and they have the shots to go about it as well. 4 shots on target to Tess Hernandez, 11 altogether, and we still have 10 minutes to go in this first half, but it's still 1-1.
Coach Sanchez mentioned that again. Analytics don't win games. This ball slipped out wide. Nava being washed well by Gutierrez. Could not shake loose. New Mexico calms things down. Vargas. Vargas, excellent turn. Archimedes trying to connect with Greg Hurst. Break was almost on there for Cruisers.
I tell you what, if Boomer picked up that ball and went to the races, Harmelanian and the rest of the crew would have fainted.
Gilchrist. Vargas. And Hamalian. So many numbers in the attacking half for New Mexico right now as they search for another go-ahead goal. Gilchrist. Oh! A stunner from Grady Gilchrist. New Mexico 2, Cruisers 1.
The academy player doesn't know any better. He doesn't know he's supposed to cross that ball. He went for goal. He took on Hernandez. Look at his strike. This was no fluke on his weaker left foot, and he drove it towards that near post, completely flummoxing Hernandez. What a strike. And the confidence of youth sometimes unlock things. He did something unrehearsed. He caught Hernandez completely by surprise, and that was the difference to break the deadlock between the 1-1 score.
Ruiz Hernandez was flat-footed. He was expecting the cross, and Gilchrist showing why he signed out of the academy to be playing with the first team. Signed earlier this year to have this opportunity, train with the first team, just 19 years of age, but he's taken advantage of his moment. How many shots has he had in this first half? And he finally finds the back of the net. Archimedes back heel towards Vargas. Cruisers tries to control, and there will be a throw in for New Mexico.
We love the heart of Cruisers. We love the fact that they came back after being down 1-0, but they just lost one of their key players in Krashayev, and now they're down 2-1 again.
What a touch here. Greg Hurst showing his unrehearsed ability as he almost put in a wonder goal.
Well, he almost danced his way right into the penalty spot. And he did all the hard work. It's just at the actual finish, he hit it straight to Hernandez.
You can feel the air just coming down now. It's not as high up, as the tension has fallen a bit in the stadium. And a calmness for the fans now with their team back in front and looking for more. Mexico has looked the better side in this first half. Ryan, you mentioned some of the numbers that showcase that. Cruisers has put up a good fight. They found the goal to draw level. Have to believe that they can find another.
They're going to have extreme discipline, Cruisers, because New Mexico, they have all the ball handlers. Their formation is based on possession, and now they're up a goal against you. They're going to stroke the ball around their park and make Cruisers be disciplined and try to exert themselves trying to get it back.
Wilkerson not on the same page with Hurst. Seymour launches this forward.
Oh.
Bailey, a beautiful back heel. And a stop on the initial shot. Gilchrist will track this down, beaming with confidence after scoring the go-ahead goal. Vargas. Hamalian plays pass with the captain, Seymour. Now Gilchrist to the byline. Corner.
Every time the ball comes in, because they're playing with wing backs, Cruisers are doing a great job staying compact, but that means LaCava and Gilchrist have all the room in the world to operate on the wides.
Nava shot is closed down. Bailey still with it for New Mexico.
There they are again.
Now Gilchrist puts in a cross. Not troublesome. Vargas gliding into open space. Archimedes can't continue the foray forward. Seymour digs it out. Now numbers. But Vargas can't connect. Aggressive and winning the ball back is New Mexico.
Starting to pin Cruisers back.
Nava. And that shot should have taken a deflection. It did. You can tell Nava, too, wants to get on the score sheet tonight. In his debut after 3 years of not being on the pitch. Corner coming.
A chance for him to showcase his skills to Coach Sanchez. Yes, Sanchez believes in him, but he wants to see how much he's capable of at this point. And Nava, every time he gets on the ball, trying to go north-south, trying to make the defenders back up and trying to create space for his other players.
Corner coming for New Mexico. As we move into the 44th minute. Outswinging ball. Gilchrist pumps it into the air. Wilkerson with it for New Mexico.
Again, you love the discipline by Cruizers, but this New Mexico team now is so full of confidence. Look at the pockets opening up. Every time it goes out wide. And it's starting to turn into like a training session, where it's a backs against forward sort of scenario.
Anytime that New Mexico loses possession, they're winning it back rather quickly. Cruizers really has not had a chance to operate on the ball.
They're spending so much time defending that there are not many avenues or pockets to release the ball to get into attacking positions. And also fatigue. It's very hard to keep reacting rather than dictating. So New Mexico is bossing the ball, and while Cruizers keep trying to react, they're becoming more fatigued.
Greg Hurst felt like he was brought down in the box, but it seems to be just a throw-in.
Well, it happens so quickly. Sometimes referees can't pick it up in real time, but it looked like Hurst did get caught on that challenge.
'45th minute. Gilchrist. And Gutierrez does an excellent job of ushering the ball out of play for a goal kick.
But it's the little things too. Look at the fight by Nava on that loose ball. That's what the coaches want to see. Yes, of course, you're being positive with the ball, but do you have that grit to play without the ball?
The fourth official announcing a minimum of 6 minutes of added time here in the first half.
I think most of those minutes is because of Krashayev's injury on the far side halfway through the first half.
So still time for Cruizers to find what would be another game-tying goal, as well as New Mexico United to find some insurance before the end of the first half. Chameleon with Queens Rangers just gives this away. So Mumba,
just everything
dumps
has to be
it too
picture
far.
perfect. Everything has to be picture perfect when you're sitting back so far. You know, all the players, even if you steal the ball like they did, all the players on the sides who are defending now have to get up in attacking positions to cause a threat.
As we wind down this first half, what adjustment would you want to see from Cruizers in the second half?
I don't think they can do much. I think this New Mexico team is just so far ahead. And now the fact that Cruizers, their grit and determination got them a goal.
Free kick going the other way.
The grit and determination got them that equalizer, but New Mexico really settled into the match when they got that second goal. Now I don't see much looking back. All they can do is keep up the intensity and try to break up a play, and in breaking up a play in midfield, cause a quick counter. Other than that, I don't see much with them working the ball through in the midfield to push New Mexico back.
New Mexico has dominated possession, and dominate, although it's a superlative, it's really an understatement for how much possession they've had in this first half. So to your point, Ryan, will they be able to find enough of the ball to even create an opportunity? They dig it out right here. Maybe this is the answer. Mumba! A brace for Ariel Mumba. And there is the answer to our question. Cruizers showing spunk.
This is the quick counter we talked about. They broke up the play right here, and there's his space now. New Mexico out of position, and this man, full of class, no tap-ins, no finesse, power, laces, 2-2.
He's a pro, a former pro with San Jose. He played well in Next Pro last season, and he's putting on a display right now here in the U.S. Open Cup.
That takes so much grit and determination by a collective effort by Cruizers to break up that play in New Mexico's half. They won it back, and that was the quick counter we were talking about. But you still have to finish it. You still have to put it away. Take a bow, Mbeumo. That was fair. What a performance in this first half by the number 8.
Showing confidence. New Mexico. The ball took a deflection from Hurst. Bouncing around. As this ball is slid forward. Cruizers looking for a third. Numbers in the attack.
Oh.
Trying to slither through. Ends up being cut out. Andres Garcia-Diaz was on his way in.
And he came all the way up from left back, which shows the determination by this team.
Jake LaCava is down right now.
Well, there was the initial shove. Again, it's all about the enthusiasm of this Cruizers team. Yes, he lunged into LaCava. Yes, it was a foul, but you see the grit, you see the desire of the NPSL team against this USL Championship team. It's the beauty of the cup, and we love every minute of it.
Mexico United, a team that has taken down MLS sides in this tournament, going back to 2019 and 2024. They do not want to be on the wrong end of a cup set in round 1. But Cruizers is giving it all they have, and they are on level terms again. As we near the end of the first half. New Mexico still with an opportunity to go into the break in front. Gilchrist, who scored the second goal, puts the ball towards the back post, and really that was the idea, but didn't have the execution.
Look at Fakimidi on that far side, but he got too far under it. And he's put on a heck of a show so far in this first half, Gilchrist. Between Gilchrist and Mbeumo, they have both been the shining lights for each of their sides in the first 45.
That'll do it for half number 1. New Mexico has taken the lead twice, and Cruizers has equalized twice. And as you've been saying, Ryan, the beauty of the cup, it's anybody's game right now, and Cruizers has to have immense confidence going to the break that they've been able to find 2 goals against a squad that was in the Western Conference Finals last year in USL Championship.
The finesse New Mexico team against the very muddy, scrappy Cruizers, and they have muddied the waters enough to hold this score to 2-2 at halftime. That in itself is a victory. Now, can they push on and do the unbelievable in the second 45?
The unthinkable is what they're trying to do. Right now, they have found themselves level with New Mexico. Our halftime score, New Mexico United 2, Cruizers FC 2. We'll take a break and be back for more after the half.
Available at newmexicoutd.com/tickets. update from the pit. 11-10 left in that game. The Lobos lead Sam Houston State 75-57.
Welcome back to Albuquerque, New Mexico, on the campus of the University of New Mexico. And Cruizers FC has made this a match as New Mexico United and Cruizers are in the first round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And it is 2-2. Here's how we got here. Obviously, the procession, all the pageantry of this Open Cup. And we thought we were going to have an early goal as Justin Rennick was off to the left on his first shot. And New Mexico United, they dominated possession in the first half, and you just got to put the ball in a dangerous area.
And Jake LaCava is the guy to put that right in the corridor of uncertainty. Center backs facing their goalkeeper, never a good thing. Hernandez beaten by an own goal.
So that own goal came in the 12th minute. There was a response just 4 minutes later for Cruizers.
Centeno get into the byline, and guess who shows up? Mbumba. They muddy the waters, and the man from Congo does the rest. 1-1.
Ariel Mumba played last year in the playoffs against North Texas SC and versus Colorado in MLS Next Pro. He has put himself on notice this evening. Here, this is Kryazev, and he had a chance. Nothing was called there in the end. Kryazev even has to come off the pitch as a substitute. Archimedes puts one just over the crossbar, and then a little bit later, Christian Nava forces a save of Ruiz Hernandez. And here, a wonder goal.
Chris doing a great job. They all thought he was going to cross it. He spliced it with his laces right through that near post. But here they come. The quick counter, and Mbumba again. Take a bow. 2-2.
Ariel Mumba. 2 huge goals for Cruizers FC. And we are level at 2 apiece as we get ready for the start of the second half. New Mexico in the yellow, Cruizers in the black. And if our first half is any inclination of what we will see in the second half, strap yourselves in. We have a good one on our hands. New Mexico trying to avoid the cup set in the first round. Cruizers in their first ever venture into the U.S. Open Cup, trying to make history. This ball was past the end line, so a goal kick coming for New Mexico.
Well, getting the goal just before the half, that's a whole different discussion, talking about 2-1 down rather than 2-2 in the Cruizers camp. Now they get a chance to regroup, reassemble their thoughts, get back on the same page about being disciplined defending, staying compact, and breaking up plays in the center circle, because that's the only way they're going to open up this New Mexico team, as New Mexico are the ones that are going to be having the possession, bossing the ball around the park. So that's going to take discipline, drive, and focus. As for New Mexico, you want to continue moving the ball with pace, changing the point of direction, getting the ball into Zico's feet in the middle of the park, and let him dictate. And if you have to, go out wide and cross the ball to Archimedes to get the header.
Yeah, Wilkerson just committed a foul, and he's been on the wrong end of a couple of fouls today. And so, as you mentioned, for Cruizers, they have to take advantage of opportunities and really muck things up. And right now, a golden chance early on to put the ball into the area and do as they've done all day, be scrappy. Mumba launches this ball. Arozarena able to go up and get it.
Great job by the keeper. You have to take the pressure off the center backs there. You have to control your box. And he's good in traffic.
Quickly goes out to Wilkerson. Wilkerson, who played at UCLA. Big switch. Offside in the end after wonderful skill to bring that ball down. No substitutions at halftime for either side. Ariel Mumba was a star in the first half for Cruizers, had the 2 goals after New Mexico took the lead 1-0 and 2-1. Grady Gilchrist was a standout down the left wing for New Mexico. He is still in this match. Can he find himself on the score sheet again for New Mexico United? Will we hear from Christian Nava? He plays for New Mexico, making his first appearance in 3 seasons after recovering from a knee injury back in 2023.
I loved his body language. I loved how eager he was to get on the ball. And when he did, he was so shifty. He was so quick with his first step that he created separation from defenders. He was taking shots from outside the box. Maybe he had one more pass left in him, but he could understand why he wanted to be positive. And maybe that's what Coach Sanchez wanted from him.
This is Zico Bailey. Mentioned Wilkerson, just signed yesterday, in the 11 today. The captain, Seymour. Dan Hamalian, playing with Queens Park Rangers, as well as in MLS with LAFC. Nava, nice little ball into Gilchrist. As New Mexico once again on the ball. More than 70% possession in the first half. They dictated everything. Rose Arena will come and track this down. Part of a couple new signings for New Mexico as they try to work their way past the Western Conference Final. Nava drops it off, and offside is the decision in the end.
Again, Cruizers' discipline we talked about at halftime, regrouping, keeping that very, very steady back line, not allowing yellow shirts to creep through or beat them on the counter or out wide, keeping that lovely arc, staying in sync, pulling up when they need to, and now they take the pressure off themselves again and get back the ball at their feet.
And this is amazing when you think about it for Cruizers. They have only been together for a couple of weeks. They played a preseason match in early February versus Vallejo de Osco, but Coach Vovic said that they were missing 4 starters from that match. And so really a completely different squad playing right now from that preseason match. But they have stayed alongside the USL Championship side, New Mexico.
Look at the black shirts going all the way back in the low block. Nobody's fussing, everybody's doing their job, understanding exactly what it takes tonight to try and get a victory against New Mexico and cause a cup upset. They're so committed.
Wilkerson cutting inside, dumps it in just over the rising Archimedes.
Well, we mentioned, yes, they're going to control possession, but if you need, go for the 6'3" Archimedes, have him nod one in. And Wilkerson going back on his left foot. The angle may not be the best, but you love how he just sort of tested that defense and brought Archimedes into the play.
One of the greatest rivalries in women's international soccer is coming to Seattle. The U.S. women's national team returns to Lumen Field for their first time in nearly a decade. Centeno draws this back, and there's a offside. The United States women's national team returns to Lumen Field for the first time in nearly a decade, facing Japan on Tuesday, April 14th. World Cup Finals. Olympic thrillers, iconic moments. The rivalry has delivered it all, and now it's coming to the Pacific Northwest. Get tickets today at ussoccer.com/tickets.
Oh,
Bailey just wide of the mark. Archimedes let it dribble through and did not put a touch to it.
well, he's known for his distribution and ball handling. Zico Bailey getting the ball on his left foot. Perfect pass on the wing. And it dribbles past that right-hand post. Almost found Archimedes by accident.
What an atmosphere this evening in Albuquerque. Not at the usual home field for New Mexico United, but that has not mattered. The fans have been lively, as they always are for the home squad. Will Seymour jumping on the back of his opponent, and another free kick is coming. So we haven't said Alfonso Ocampo Chavez name much because it's been the Ariel Mumba show for Cruisers, but right there, forcing the foul, and now another opportunity to put the ball in the box for Cruisers to make something happen.
Black shirts filing forward. Now is a chance for Flores, Trotman to maybe get ahead on this one.
It's Mumba who puts this one in the box. A little back flip. Wilkerson trying to shield off Nicholas Potts. This pops out, however. Trotman. And this is collected.
Well,
Rosarena.
They're going to try to be so direct. They can't afford to be counter-attacked on. So all of their passes is into the box, north-south, nothing side to side. If New Mexico break up that plate, they're off to the races. And that's why Cruisers is taking it safe. Whenever they have possession, try to test a Rosarena by putting the ball into the box, looking for Ocampo Chavez.
Coach Vovic has spent some time in Spain. Bouncing around, dropping kindly. No shot just yet. Now this effort is wide from Gilchrist. And you can see Marlon Vargas kind of yelling over at the 19-year-old. Really wanting to steady things or at least put the ball in the box, but Gilchrist is going for goal if he finds himself on that left wing.
He's full of confidence, trying to find that far corner again, but the yellow shirts filing into the box. You can understand their frustration. That was one to cross, not to shoot.
Finishing the point on Coach Vovic. He spent some time as a coach in Spain after his semi-pro career. So he has some pedigree of his own. And there's big reason for him putting this entire Cruisers FC team together is to really give players in the area, in the Modesto area, an opportunity to either play against top competition as well as set themselves up for the future, maybe make it to college and play soccer. He's done much more than that right now and giving them the opportunity on this stage, and they are taking full advantage of it. So another foul by New Mexico. Again, a free kick from a very long distance away. Mumba plays it quickly, however. Centeno. Ball comes in. Ocampo Chavez lays it off. And it doesn't beat the fray of bodies. And Rosarena will keep this in before it goes out for a corner.
I just love the decision making by Centeno. He gets to the byline. Once you get to the byline, you have two options. Cross the ball to the last post or drag it back. But he drags it back right into the path of only black shirts. It's so accurate. It's so intentional from the number 10 on that far side.
You can tell he was brought up well through that Atlanta United setup. He did that so often for Atlanta United, was often the man that had the service on corners. Now, one way, Route 1, Archimedes picks it up in the box, carries it out. Seymour. Vargas can't slither through. Centeno again. Shoved. Play continues.
Good no call by the referee. Centeno was just trying to buy his time and get out of jail there.
Gutierrez in a fight with Gilchrist. Foul has to have come before as Gilchrist kind of lunged in again.
I tell you what, not sure what it takes for this referee to give a yellow card, but Gilchrist did not even attempt to play the ball. He just lunged at the player, kicked him down, and it seems to be free kick, normal day.
First ball was won by Wilkerson with a foul in the end. And now you ask what it's going to take to get a yellow card. This is the last conversation that Wilkerson's going to get, as he has been on, again, he's been in some challenges today, and he could have been the first one to receive one.
He put a hurt in on 2 occasions to Cruiser FC players, and I think this time the referee had enough. I think Wilkerson was on his last chance saloon.
So no yellow card just yet for Wilkerson. The only yellow card that was shown was to Alex Kryasev when he was coming off. He took his jersey off, but no other bookings for anybody in play right now. So a discussion on where this free kick is going to come from. Obviously, every blade of grass important when it comes to Cruisers trying to put the ball into the area.
But they're both dynamic players taking the free kick, and this free kick is so far away from all the action. You just hope that his pinpoint accuracy can pick out a center back on this near side.
Does just that, but Ignacio Flores, no power behind that header, and it rolls right to Reiko Rosarena.
Picture perfect, but Flores was supposed to head that one across the face of the goal. That was the set play. Just couldn't get around the ball to head it back across.
So Gilchrist, Bailey, Wilkerson around. Now LaCava. And for LaCava, he slides in. And there will be a yellow card shown to Jake LaCava.
Well, it looks like the dam has finally been broken, and I think the referee, either he heard our broadcast or what, but he's now starting to dish out some cards to rein this game back in. Jake LaCava is frustrated. His move didn't work here. Fantastic defended by Diaz, and he just lunges at the defender again. Tackling from behind is a big no-no in modern football. Can't do it.
So now some substitutions will come on. Ousmane Jabang comes on, as well as Valentin Noel. Will Seymour has come off.
Entering the game for New Mexico United, number 21, Valentin Noel. Along with number 15, Ousmane Jabang. And number 3, Chris Foster. Replaces Zico Bailey, Will Seymour, and Nico Hamalainen.
The last 2 men to come off were Nico Hamalian and Zico Bailey. And then one more player has come on, Chris Gloucester. So another yellow card shown, that's to Wilkerson. And again, the referee, as you said, just trying to get a hold of everything right now. Wilkerson and LaCava now have gone to the book. And as this match wears on, we have about 29 minutes and change remaining. And things become more tense for the home side of New Mexico. They can feel the pressure kind of building.
But it also takes away from the rhythm of New Mexico. You're at home in front of your fans. They want you to play attractive possession football. Danny Sanchez wants possession. Yes, he's getting possession, but his possession is so sputtery. The possession is so broken up. There's no rhythm to the game right now, and that is against New Mexico and for Cruisers.
And this is a much better position for Cruisers. Mumba played a perfect ball in last time. This one comes in with pace. It's knotted around. Centeno will track it down. And Gilchrist taps it out for a throw-in. Almost an eerie feeling right now.
New Mexico, they're not beating the drums as they did before. It's been pretty quiet now over the last, I would say, 5 minutes. As Cruisers, they are not finessing their way into the attacking third. They're getting free kicks, long throws, but they're getting black shirts into the box and very close to Rosarena.
Long throw. Archimedes uses that 6'3" frame to knot it away. Slipped around, however. This shot's nowhere close for Centeno.
But I love the trickery by Centeno. He faked the entire defense. Everyone thought he was going to cross it with his left, dragged it back to his right. He just snatched out the shot at the last minute.
So here's Ousmane Jabang. He's come on along with Valentin Noel. Again, these are players well known by Coach Sanchez, offside.
That high back line frustrating New Mexico. New Mexico will do better if they continue to go side to side and build up slowly, pinning Cruisers back in their own defensive third. That's their best bet.
Like you said, really no rhythm right now.
I think it's a bit of impatience. I think New Mexico is looking up at the scoreboard 2-2, and the players are starting to feel a little angst. They're trying to break the deadlock with one pass.
That again also plays into Cruisers' hands because they've had to take in all the pressure. They've had to suffer a lot of this match, but have taken advantage of the opportunities that they received. Although they've been few and far between.
Now that changing the point of attack like that to Jake LaCava is so big to unravel a very, very tight-knit Cruisers FC. Yes, he misstrapped it there. If he brought it down, all of a sudden the defense now has to scramble and shift while Yellow Shirts file into the box.
Also gives them an opportunity to counter press and win possession like they've done now. Valentin Noel struck it from distance. This should have taken a deflection off of a Cruisers player, and it will be a corner. 65th minute. No scoring here in the second half. All 4 goals coming in the first. New Mexico going up 1-0. Cruisers drawing level 1-1. And then New Mexico United scoring another. And Cruisers drawing level once more.
Valentin Noel, the big Frenchman, is hovering on the penalty spot in number 15. And he's being marked by a shorter player. I'll pay attention to him, and I'm sure Nava, who's scrutinizing that 18-yard box at this point, may pick out either Valentin or the big number 29, Archimede.
A lot of time coming off right now as Nava just wants to put this ball into the mixer. So now Jorge Medina will come on.
Substitution for Cruisers FC entering the game, number 14, Jorge Medina.
Corner is launched toward the back post. It's Noel who heads it towards the face of goal.
Look at the intensity.
Gloucester does well to win that back for New Mexico.
Look at the intensity between these two teams right now. They both understand. Cruisers knows that something special can unfold, and New Mexico does not want anything special to unfold tonight with 24 minutes to go. The body language, a little bit of desperation creeping in now to the home team.
The longer this match stays level or even close, the more confidence that Cruisers gains. I mentioned that Medina just came on. Archimede, no shot.
Has to be sharper than that. When you get the ball on top of the box, that first touch has to be away from the defender. It can't be towards the defender.
Noel picks the pocket. This ball squirts free. Archimede can put it in the mixer. Draws it in. Now Wilkerson.
Pin back here. Oh, good touch by Centeno.
Turns it over. Centeno sends it forward. But New Mexico will keep possession. Vargas into the box. Archimede, oh! What an athletic stop by Ruiz Hernandez, the third-team All-American last year at Stanislaus State.
Something out of nothing, just puts the ball into the box, and Archimede, a looping header. And Hernandez, well done, had to be alive to it, had to pick up the trajectory very quickly. Fantastic save by the keeper. But again, Valentin Noel and Archimede.
Wilkerson will pick up on the second phase.
Oh, what a tackle.
A fantastic tackle by Jorge Medina. That's lashed off of Wilkerson.
And when it comes off the defender as well to win the tackle, that is just special.
So now Reed-Steven will come on. Jake LaCava will come off. So LaCava has the yellow card. Cam Wilkerson now the only player on the pitch with a yellow card for New Mexico. And Reed-Steven is a scoring spark for sure.
The man from the beautiful island of Barbados. He does a great job for this team in CONCACAF. Now has a chance to make a big difference.
Third most goals in USL League One last year with 13. Also had 20 goal contributions in USL League One last season. 70th minute. 2-2, New Mexico and Cruizers FC out of Modesto, California. But now the break might be on for New Mexico United. Driving towards goal. It was Nava who put the ball in. Now a clearance from Cruizers.
The injection of pace by Nava is great to watch every single time. He just couldn't find the final product there because he overran the ball.
Reed-Steven on the byline and coming in and tracking back defensively. Again, was Nicholas Potts, who played at FC Folsom. He was on the team that played Central Valley Fuego in the U.S. Open Cup. Now a corner for New Mexico.
Starting to see players bend over on their knees. That is fatigue setting in. Cruisers, of course, chasing most of the match. And a very thin roster means they're the ones who will be tired first.
Lots of numbers inside the 6. Peeling off. Header doesn't come in as Valentin Noel was the intended target. Ball recycled back to Reed-Steven. Reed-Steven. Now this shot is right at Luis Hernandez from Valentin Noel.
You love the passing. You love the inventiveness coming from Steven on that right-hand side. Little 1-2 back into his path, then back into Valentin Noel. But the shot by Noel, it has to be on either side of the keeper when you're inside the 18-yard box like that.
So Archimedes picks up a late yellow card. Quickly sent the other way by Cruisers. Reed-Steven shows his wheels, tracks this down. Now Reed-Steven has his cross deflected.
Beautiful.
Centeno was released out the right side, but Brady Gilchrist.
Well, Centeno was a little frustrated. It did hit Gilchrist's hand. Whether it was inadvertent or not, it still allowed Gilchrist to control the ball, which means it has to be brought back. It cannot be used as an advantage.
Now Reed-Steven showing his skill, draws it in, and just getting a hand to it was Luis Hernandez. Now it feels like that momentum is shifting back with New Mexico. As you mentioned, they're kind of pinning Cruisers back. Cruisers no longer really having any possession, and New Mexico trying to find that go-ahead goal for a third time today.
It's because of the fresh legs of Noel and Steven who are maneuvering the ball through midfield. They have fresh ideas, and this Cruisers team, they've done so well. But boy, you can understand if they're a little bit gassed. They've only made 2 substitutions so far compared to 4 for New Mexico. understand that their depth is not as good as New Mexico, so their bench is not going to be used.
Jabang, beautiful ball over the top. Gilchrist cutting in. And a clearance from Cruizers again.
No outlets because they're so far. There's no black shirts to get the ball to.
And every clearance feels like a chance not only to reset for Cruizers, but really just a reset to see something similar as New Mexico has put the ball back in. Nice touch from Valentin Noel. Archimedes can't put a shot on frame. And now Cruizers racing the other way. Centeno back to Mumba. Something brewing potentially, but then Potts just puts it right into the gloves of Rosarena.
What a turn by Valentin Noel to put it on a platter for Archimedes, and he completely whiffed it.
Those are the fresh ideas that you mentioned. Once Valentin Noel steps on the pitch, Reed Steven can't control this in the area.
If I'm Coach Danny Sanchez, I am very disappointed. This first, look at this touch, beautiful, and then right in the path of Archimedes, who can't find the contact, and then the next ball over the top to Stevens. He can't control it. Steven is a fresh player. You want him to be able to control passes like that. Fatigue is not a factor for him. Archimedes as well have to be able to put that at least on goal and trouble the goalkeeper.
Now, player down for Cruizers. You mentioned fatigue. So some of these players, former college players, not on rosters right now. As Garcia Diaz is the man that's down. And the call out to players in the area who maybe were still playing or potentially who were trying to find themselves on a roster, who were still fit. Those are the guys that were called into action here for Cruizers. And so a number of players were on the University of Pacific. Some played for Sacramento State and Stanislaus State. And so those are the guys that are playing right now. And it doesn't matter how fit you are, how much you go to the gym, nothing is like a full 90-minute match.
You can't simulate this sort of action, this sort of intensity, the quick movements, the little twitches, the small muscle twitching of your legs. You cannot replicate that in a gym. So having this in real time out in a field on grass is something you can only replicate when the whistle blows and a match actually begins.
So Garcia Diaz has to come off for a minute. It's a new rule in world football, and that if a trainer has to come out, then there has to be a minute on the sideline before being let back on.
But Cruizers wants to lengthen this game out as much as they can. The last 4 or 5 minutes has been all New Mexico, with possession, of course, and then shots, chances.
First ball won by New Mexico. Still no settling right now. Nodded back. Just as far forward, it's Jabang. Held on to by Mumba. And that was a foul. Free kick taken quickly for New Mexico. Quarter of an hour remains, and Cruizers still has an opportunity for the cup set. New Mexico United and their home fans hoping not to be on the wrong end of this scoreline, as they have had so many MLS squads over time. Archimedes can't track this. It bounces into the hands of Ruiz Hernandez.
And he's going to slow things down. Remember, the goalkeepers have the responsibility, either quicken things up with distribution or slow it down, allow the players some time to catch their breath. Cruizers, they need to catch their breath.
This is game management right now as Mumba is down. He's stretching. You understand why he might potentially be cramping up. He has the 2 goals for Cruizers, both coming in the first half.
He wants his team to be able to catch their breath as well.
The U.S. women's national team will conclude its 3-match series against Japan on Friday, April 17th in Commerce City, Colorado, featuring the last 2 She Believes Cup champions. This top 10 matchup takes place on a special Hello Kitty theme night at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Secure your tickets today at ussoccer.com/tickets.
Substitution for Cruizers FC into the game. Number 25.
Moments away from the 80th minute. Cruisers looking for the cup set of New Mexico United. And just think about this, Ryan. New Mexico United has beaten the big dogs in this tournament before. Just 2 years ago, they beat Real Salt Lake to make it to the quarterfinals in 2024.
But can they be the dog to be tamed tonight?
Nava. Well done in behind. Steven keeps it in play and wins his team a throw-in.
Line spitting passes that from Nava. He's been fantastic all night. He's been so positive on the ball. Yet again creating space for Steven.
Rosarena sweeps this out. Always in tune.
Cruisers are going to take their time, allow the black shirts again, catch their breath, get some players forward. This is all about the second ball here. You want to throw it up the line, somebody nod it into the path of a black shirt.
Still plenty of time for multiple goals in this match, 10 minutes plus added time. 5 minutes from now, that's going to be a different discussion. Long shot is high and nowhere near for Nava. For Cruisers at this point, as you say, trying to really lengthen this game out, give them more opportunity.
We're already into the last 10 minutes here, and Cruisers have hung in. They're so tired. They've kept up with New Mexico. New Mexico had their chances. Archie Archimede really had a golden chance, the big chance of the second half. Gonna begging.
You have to have a feeling that if they can hold on for another 5 minutes, then...
Even Hernandez is tired. He kicks it out wide.
Absolutely. If they can hold on for another 5 minutes, then they could try to squeak one out. New Mexico would love to find one earlier than that and take the pressure off them a bit. Reed Steven, not enough pace to beat Gutierrez. Vargas quickly back into Hurst.
Oh.
Noel. Always gliding on the ball. Seems like he moves in slow motion. Vargas. Wilkerson. Now Reed Steven dumps it in, nodded away. Vargas can't control, and the break might be on for Cruisers. Ariel Mumba just keeps this in, and Mumba can't go by Jabang, and you can see Mumba grabbing at his calves and legs. How much gas does he have left? And he was not done any favors with that ball kind of being pushed a little far outside.
I think it might be over. He's looking to the sidelines towards his coach. He has run his heartstrings out in Mumba. And that last ball played out wide by Medina almost took whatever legs was left in him.
You can tell he doesn't want to come out of this match. He's had his fingerprints all over it. And you have a feeling if that ball was played into his path a little bit more, things might look a little different. But again, just trying to get stretched out, trying to get to the finish line.
Well, Nava is frustrated. He's coming right across and giving Mbuma an earful. He thinks he's wasting time.
You can tell Mumba having that conversation right back with Nava, but Ariel Mumba will be subbed off for Zachariah Rodriguez. So Rodriguez, who's from Clovis, California, went to Clovis East High School. He's still a young player, so he comes into the moment with an opportunity to shock the world. This ball comes in, tap back out. Advantage being played for the moment. And with the ball lost, New Mexico United is on it.
They have to change the point of attack quickly here. They can't afford Cruizers to get back in a defensive posture.
Trying to go through the spine, nothing there. So now this ball pops out to Centeno.
It's a huge letdown for New Mexico. Archimedes has to be better than that as a hold-up player.
Centeno finding himself on his right. Couldn't put it on frame, and that was a real moment for Cruizers.
Well, Centeno coming across on the left-hand side now, rather than being a creator, wants to be a goal scorer. The righty coming in from the left. We know his technique, but does he have the lungs and the legs to finish it?
85th minute. Are we on our way to extra time? Will New Mexico find a go-ahead goal? Can Cruizers shock the home side? This ball slid behind. And Gilchrist, who's been on the pitch this entire time, not enough legs to get to that.
Because of the winter months, the ground is so dry and hard that it's almost like playing on artificial turf. So you have to put the ball almost on the person's laces, or else it's going to roll away.
And the gamesmanship from Angel Maurice Hernandez. He's going to take his time, send this ball long.
The last thing that Cruizers can do right now is lose concentration and give up the ball in their own defensive third or half. They have to keep New Mexico right in front of them right now, corral them to the sides. But people like Stevens and Noel have to become creative. They have to get on the ball. Also, Hurst has to start demanding the ball. Hurst was a substitute in this match. He doesn't have the 90-minute legs like everyone else has. He has to try and get on the ball.
Jabang also came on as a sub. Ball comes in. Vargas pops it forward and then nodded away.
There is a wall of black. They're going to have to come around the sides with Wilkinson and company. Here he comes.
Steven. Ball comes in. Archimedes. Now Reed Steven again. Now Jabang. Fluttering ball off the crossbar. It was Archimedes. His best contact today, but just on the wrong side of the woodwork.
Had a looping header earlier in the match. This one was all power. Early ball in by Jabang, and what a fantastic header, crashing against the crossbar. That's how close he came to win it. But now players like Flores and Trotman, anytime the ball is in the vicinity or goes out of play, Cruizers are going to lay down, get stretched out. And the referee is sort of getting an understanding here.
This is why it was instituted in the laws of the game. If a trainer comes out, then a player has to come off, and that's why after a couple of moments, if the player is okay, you figure they'll find themselves back on their feet and kind of jumping around. But for Cruizers, right now, trying to inch towards extra time, maybe even a winner. Before then, this ball's kept in and then tapped out by New Mexico. So a throw in for Cruizers. Earlier today, it was Charleston Battery who was taken to the limit in their first round matchup. They found a late winner. And we're not on the wrong side of a cup set. Mexico hoping that they can find a late winner themselves as we're in the 89th minute.
And now Cruisers are going to bring everybody back, and they're probably going to retreat all the way into maybe their defensive third and sit in a low block and watch these minutes tick by. Understand is a fresh new count of 15 minutes of extra time, 2 halves.
Jabang breaks through one line. Nava slips it forward. Steven draws it across, and guess who's diving quickly? Angel Ruiz Hernandez.
Anticipation, sure hands. Hernandez has the entire package, and he's had a fantastic game tonight.
There's a reason he's an All-American at the Division II level at Stanislaus State. He's done no favors on the first goal given up. Ignacio Flores, an own goal, but outside of the Grady Gilchrist wonder strike, Ruiz Hernandez has been wonderful today. Launches this ball forward, nodded on, nobody in the area for Cruisers as we have reached the 90th minute. Reed Steven came off the bench. This rolls out, throw in for New Mexico.
Do they have a long throw? Oh, actually, have they taken it already?
Played it quickly in. Now ball works around to Gloucester. Fluttering ball in, nodded down, hits, goal! What a moment! Movie-like, story-like for Nava. After not being on the pitch for 3 years, it is Christian Nava who scores the go-ahead goal for New Mexico.
Well, they finally went direct to Greg Hurst. He nods it into the path calmly to Nava. The tired legs of Cruisers, they couldn't recover, but what a finish by Nava. Picked his spot and finessed it into the far corner. And you have to give it to Cruisers. They gave it everything they had, but New Mexico gave them wave after wave of fresh legs and possession. And in the end, Cruisers just failed right at the end in the 91st minute. But what a finish. But Greg Hurst, being the instigator, he knew exactly what to do when the ball came at him, right into the path of Nava. Nava did the rest.
Reed Steven can't keep it in, but for Christian Nava, 1,095 days since he was last on the pitch for New Mexico. 3 years to the date. March 18th, 2023 was the last time he played for New Mexico. Suffered the injury, re-injured his ACL in 2024, and comes back today in his first appearance, and he has the go-ahead goal in the 90th minute. You could not script it any better for New Mexico or for Nava.
Well, Cruisers got their 2-2 equalizer when New Mexico was trying to play out of the back and they were dispossessed. They will have to do something similar to that in order to get past this New Mexico backline.
The fourth official has announced a minimum of 7 minutes of added time at the end of this match.
Eternity.
Still some time for Cruisers, who has equalized on 2 other occasions. And now some pushing and shoving. And don't want to see this now.
This is 2 number 10s, Hurst and Centeno, but went angling.
Jorge Medina didn't take kindly to something that was said. Greg Hurst is being held back by his teammate, Ousmane Jabang. And Wilkerson is being checked on the sideline, so a lot to sort out right now. And all that is going to do is add to the added time that we have.
Well, the great thing about this sport is that you're allowed to hang yourself. The officials sit back and they watch to see who's doing what. Nobody's going to stop you with any repercussions come after.
So there was 1 card shown Medina is trying to argue his case. And Marlon Vargas also arguing for New Mexico. So as you said, Ryan, this will get sorted out. Let's take a look for ourselves.
Well, Wilkinson, who delivered a lot of pain in this match, was on the receiving end of a head by Centeno. He fell onto Centeno's leg. Centeno sort of kicked out right there, very subtle. And then there were repercussions right after. Here's the captain, the two number 10s right at the bottom of your screen. They're going to start tangling right here.
So you see Medina, he's still in the mix of it, a little shove. He already picked up a yellow card for what he said to our referee. And as you said, Centeno and Hurst. Centeno wanted to play a little more quickly, especially with Wilkerson on the sideline. So Wilkerson is still on the sideline. He has to wait to be let back on. Right now, Marlon Vargas is in possession of the ball.
Cruizers not going away quietly.
It will be a throw in for New Mexico. Ruiz Hernandez punched this high into the air and will bounce out for a throw for New Mexico.
And now it's New Mexico's turn to take their time. Anytime the ball goes out of play, they're going to be fumbling with two balls, trying to decide who's going to take the throw. And now they need to go towards the corner flag with Steven. Don't even think of going inside.
They do just that.
Oh, wow.
So Wilkerson picks up a second yellow, and his day comes to a halt. So Wilkerson holding up Centeno. That is the right call. And that just adds another wrinkle to this added time in the second half.
Oh, another red card.
And then Coach Sanchez looks like he is shown a red card as well, or the bench.
You and I saw the tackles that Wilkerson got away with in that first half. The two yellow cards in the second half is almost justifiable of what he got away with. Coach Sanchez can have no arguments.
It looked like we'll get the official word, but somebody on the bench was shown a red card. But Wilkerson's day definitely done for New Mexico United, so they will have to play the remainder of this match. Down a man.
Boy, are they muddying the waters.
Archimedes plays it forward, but it's taken away. Hurst picks this up.
To the corner flag.
Hurst dumps it in. And Nava with a shove of his own. And again, things getting chippy. New Mexico trying to crawl to the finish line right now. Cruizers has given it all they've had.
Well, we're not sure how much time is going to be added on to the injury time because of what happened with Wilkerson, Greg Hurst, Centeno.
So we're getting word that it was an assistant who received the red card. And so it was not Coach Sanchez, but an assistant for New Mexico. We'll make that plain and have that clear. But either way, Cam Wilkerson, who is making his debut, he received a second yellow and a red card. And have to figure maybe 4 more minutes to this 7 that'll be added on. And Archimedes will be sent off. He's a substitute, and he was going to try to run all the way across the field, but obviously easier ways to get off the pitch and allow for Hoffman to come back on. So it's Kyle Hoffman, who spent some time with the Barca residency, another academy signing who will come on to try to see this match out for what we are expecting to be about 4 more minutes. Ball taken away by Cruisers, but a foul given. Now another yellow is shown. So Jorge Medina picks up the yellow card. And Cruisers right now just wants a chance to possess the ball, to take advantage of being up a man. But New Mexico United, a heady squad, they're not going to look to give them that chance.
They gave everything tonight, Cruisers. They're just putting whatever last drop of energy they have into the match. And it's going to be the second yellow card, is it? A red card for Medina.
The second yellow for Medina, and they will not have a chance to be up a man as Medina's day comes to a close. And so now 10 v 10 right now between Cruisers and New Mexico United, as our added time continues to tick on. We will have well over 105 minutes played in this match when it's all said and done.
Thing is, you usually have to wait for the player to go all the way into the dressing room before you can restart the match.
Mexico dispossessed. So after this clearance, last off of New Mexico United. So now Cruisers has to put numbers forward. Can't keep possession. Luis Hernandez picks this up. Launches the ball long. Nobody in the area. So Rosarina will able to collect.
And now he's going to buy himself just about a minute with Jaban. And they're going to keep it on the ground and invite Cruisers. This could be dangerous.
Noel to Nava. Noel on the underlap. And that's off for a corner. And there is the final whistle. New Mexico United, giant killers in their own right, taken to the brink by Cruisers FC. But not enough stones for David, as New Mexico United will move on. The final, New Mexico United 3, Cruisers FC 2, and that man, storybook for Christian Nava. His first match in 3 years. The first player ever to make it all the way through the pro pathway. He has the game-winning goal, but let's show you how all the goals came about. The first one, an own goal for Ignacio Flores, and that was a tough start for Cruisers, but they looked the part for the remainder of the match.
Yeah, but then Centeno, showing his skill and experience, gets past Gilchrist, puts this thing right into the danger area, and there's Mbumba. They are muddying the waters, and the number 8 cleans up, and the man from Congo gets his first.
Ariel Mumba, who played last year in the playoffs with San Jose Earthquakes 2, found that goal. And then Grady Gilchrist with a gorgeous strike.
They all thought it was the cross. He went for the strike. Now they break up the play, a quick counter press just before the half, and then Bumba, a rocket into the top corner. Hugs all around. They started to believe.
And then in the 90th minute, Christian Nava had his moment. And how sweet must that be for him after so many days training, so many days in physical therapy, just trying to get back on the pitch. He has the game-winning goal, something he'll remember for the rest of his life.
We love the fight by Cruizers FC, but let's take a look at the numbers. 76% possession, okay, that's fine, but 27 shots generated from the 76. It means that New Mexico did dominate proceedings, not just possessions. Let's talk about corners. There are a lot more corners than Cruizers FC, which means that they deserve to get those 3 goals. Good value for their 3 goals tonight.
Well, New Mexico United, they got the job done. And the name of the game, especially in March, is Survive and Advance. New Mexico United on to the second round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, taking down Cruisers by a final. New Mexico 3, Cruisers 2. Thank you so much for joining us for this matchup in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup with Ryan Davis and my fantastic squad here on YouTube. My name is James Hadnot saying so long from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Have a blessed evening.